to Davos, where the global trading system is under strain from rising tariffs and geopolitical rivalry to growing skepticism about multilateral rules. In a new interview from the World Economic Forum, World Trade Organization Director General Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala speaks with Arise Business Week anchor Rolake Akekunbi-Filani about why this moment presents a unique opportunity for Nigeria to lead trade reform on the continent, formalize its vast informal trade economy, and position itself as a credible anchor for intra-African and global commerce in an increasingly fragmented world.
It's been a very eventful week at Davos, and one thing many of our African viewers and Nigerian viewers want to know is what opportunity is there for Nigeria and Africa now in the global trading system, given what many have called the end of the age of multilateralism? Do you even believe that multilateralism has ended?
No, multilateralism, well, thank you. First, I think there are many opportunities for Africa and Nigeria in the present global trading environment. I know it's very gloomy. What you hear about trade is very pessimistic, that trade has been destroyed, global trade rules are no longer working. It is true that trade has been severely disrupted for the biggest disruption in 80 years. But I just want to say that almost 3/4 of world trade is still going on WTO terms. So there's disruption, but the system is resilient. And I think we can build into that resilience, because what is happening is that many countries and many businesses are seeking diversification of trade, because you have seen some weaponization of trade in a way, or what I would call over-dependence. I think many businesses and many suppliers are finding that maybe they are too dependent on certain countries for markets and too dependent on others for supplies. And if you get the vast majority of your supplies from one country and you depend on the one country for your markets, then they can rise up one day and say, listen, we no longer want you. So what they're trying to do is diversify. In that context,
yes,
Nigeria, with a large market of 220 million, we're 220 million with a sizable middle class, has a chance to attract some of these supply chains that are trying to diversify in pharmaceuticals, in textiles, agro-processing, so many areas where I think we can have a comparative advantage. So I think this is our time.
Indeed.
But it will not fall on our laps. We have to work for it, and I think this is the direction.
And that brings me to really the final point. One of the things that you said on the panel is that intra-Africa trade is 15 to 20%. We've talked about the very large informal trading market. What are the critical, maybe your top 2 priority reforms that we need to really implement, consolidate, and institute to see that 15 to 20% go to 50%, if you like, over the next few years?
2 things. One, we need to add value to our products, even for the intra-Africa market, because we are trading even with each other. We have mostly commodities and raw materials that we're trading. And 60% of our exports elsewhere is all still raw commodities. And I know it's changing, and African leaders are recognizing now that they have to change. So they're making moves.
Right.
But we need to accelerate that, add value. That way we can trade different products to each other. I'm very excited that Nigeria might be able to take over the African market in textiles and apparel.
Indeed.
Because we have powerful people in fashion.
You're a true representation.
Yeah, and if we can scale it, and the Honorable Minister of Commerce, of Industry, Trade and Commerce says industry, trade and commerce.
And investment.
And investment. I'm missing one word, industry, trade and investment. Says we're already working on trying to scale up some of this. We need to scale it so we can capture the African market, because we have a strong advantage in that particular area. Ditto pharmaceuticals and some other areas that one could talk about. So you can see. And digital trade.
Yes.
And digitally delivered services trade. Our women and our young people are doing amazing things. Honestly, I have to admire them. If we can capitalize on that, we can capture a big slice of the African market.
Thank you so much for ending on a very optimistic note. I know it's a busy week for you at Davos, so we're going to let you go.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Okonjo-Iweala of the WTO.